Yo, it's your boy Dwight back again with another video. In this video, it's another day in my life of me building my business to 2 mil for the year. In this video, we'll talk about testing offers, then performance, and then I'll let y'all go about your day. So let's get into it and talk about testing offers. And we're gonna we're just gonna be talking about the first store. So to give context on the first store I'm running, for anybody that's new here, I've been running this store now for about, I believe, like 3 to 4 years. We've been able to do over like 3 mil with the store, right? Like, it's not nothing crazy. Like, for ecom, that's not big numbers, but like it's decent enough. Like, we've been able to, you know, crack some decent scale with that product. Now that by being, what the hell am I saying? You know, okay, I'm tripping. But anyways, we're able to do that type of scale. But in doing that, we haven't necessarily tested that many offers on the store because that's the first store I ever ran. And like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't understand how important offers, the world testing offers was until like really this year, for real, if I'm being completely honest. Now, when I'm in a slump like this, currently I've been in a slump for like a couple of months with this store, since Q4, honestly. I like kind of to compare results from the previous year. Obviously, a lot of you guys can't necessarily do this because you probably haven't been running a store for a long period of time, which isn't that bad. You're just gonna have to look at your ad metrics on like a week to week or a month to month or weekly level, depending on how long you've been running that specific store. But for me, I have data over 4 years that I can look at. So previously, our AOV that we had was around $60. That's the AOV that allowed us to scale to $89,000 last May, right? We're currently in May again. It's a full year. And this year, we're kind of struggling to really push scale, right? And I'm looking at it objectively, like, although obviously it makes sense to have the highest price point, which our price point right now is damn near like at $90, which gets sales. Like, it's not that it doesn't convert per se, but the issue here is that, can this offer be something that can be scaled? Like, we have great margins with that, but again, the issue here is, does it make sense for this to be the main offer? And can this be something that's scaled? Because we can probably we can bring the budget back down to that $60 price point and just have all the other products on the website be at the higher margin price point as upsells on the back end, right? And we can even, and it's not that the lower price point isn't profitable. The issue there was that we were running a BOGO deal, and the BOGO deal with the lower price point, like when we started running meta ads, because we were running TikTok before and that was never an issue because the CPAs were so low. But once we ran to meta, we kind of ran into issues where that shit wasn't as profitable as it once was. Now there we kind of did a little bit of offer testing, not too much, honestly, not intensively and as much as we should have been, but nevertheless we're able to increase it a bit. And last Q4, because again, I told you we run into the issues where it was fucking up our margins a bit, I just fucked around and said, whatever, I'm gonna increase it $20, whatever, $20 or whatever, damn $30 increase on the price point, which honestly didn't make that much of a difference because when I did it, I think I did it in September or October. So like, the buying intent is there, and people, when it's like a holiday, like, I'm not gonna lie, people, I see this a lot, like, it's pretty easy to sell as long as you have a decent product and you understand just understand the fundamentals of marketing. Like, we were able to just crack, we went from doing 20K, I believe, in September to doing damn near 200 in December, just off due to the fact that, you know, this is a product that we sold in the past and we know what type of concepts work at scale, you know what I mean? So again, I say all this to say that it's been a couple of months now that we've been running this higher price point, and the product that I'm running, again, it's no secret, you guys know it's a jewelry product and it's more of a giftable product, although we are trying different evergreen offers. Again, the buying intent isn't as high in the down periods, in these periods where we're trying to push the evergreen offers. So realistically, this $90 price point probably isn't something that, you know, can be scaled. And again, the goal here is to scale. Like, we want high margins, of course, but we want something that can be able to be scaled. And if we know that last May we were able to push 89K, this May we should technically be able to do, like, nothing really changed. We have Mother's Day, Father's Day coming. Like, we should be able to push these numbers. So again, looking at it from the data, it's telling me, okay, we have to go back to the drawing board and kind of test that lower price point again. Like, I did it a couple weeks ago, but the results that I got wasn't really conclusive, because like the creators I had in there, I don't think were necessarily the best creators. That I put good creators, but those creators like were kind of like, I don't know, explain it. Like, it was just, I don't think it was a proper test that I did there. I don't really know what I did. I don't really remember what I did. I'm gonna have to look back at it at home, but I don't know. I just remember that the test wasn't as conclusive in like what I necessarily wanted it to be. So I'm gonna retest it at lower price. Well, I'm gonna test a couple different offers and just see if we can find a sweet spot where we're going to be able to scale again. Because again, to tie this up to any one of y'all that are testing offers, testing up a store, there's always going to be a sweet spot when it comes to selling a product. Like, you may be able to sell the product for like 5x cogs, maybe 7x cogs, but is it going to be optimal at scale? And that's the whole goal with this shit, is for us to be able to scale. Like, we're not doing this shit to make 30K a month in revenue. We're trying to push, multiple 6 figures, even 7 figures a month. So if the price point that we're selling at isn't something that can scale to that range, then we're gonna have to optimize and make sure that we can do that. Now, if we deem that the lower price point that we're looking to test at, is fucking up our margins, then we have the back end of emails and Google and adding upsells and a bunch of that shit, just to solidify our funnel to be something that can perform very, very well, again, to handle this amount of scale. Like, that's like the biggest thing. You might have to sometimes sacrifice your margin a bit to be able to scale. Or maybe you just have to push a bundle for the hero product. I don't necessarily think that's the case for us. We tested the bundle. I don't think that, again, that doesn't work at scale. Again, we tried the BOGO offer. The BOGO offer works, but with that increased $3, it doesn't make sense. And again, that kind of hurts margins. That's why we're deciding to test a lower offer. Now, testing this low offer, again, might hurt our margins, our CPAs. Hopefully I think they're going to decrease a bit. And if they decrease a bit, then we're good, honestly. Our break-even point will be like 1.3 or 1.4, which honestly isn't too bad. And we're just going to have to make up with some of the lost margin with, again, upsells. Because, again, we know that people want a second one, so we will just upsell that probably on the back end. Or in-cart, I don't know. We'll see how we're going to upsell it. But, again, there's potential. So that's kind of where we're at with that second store. I was really just analyzing, I don't know, the first store, I'm tripping, but the jewelry store. But anyways, I was really analyzing data this morning on the ad accounts, looking at all the creators that we've been testing. We've been testing creators now since December for a minute. And I'm looking at this shit, like, the cost per add to cart is cheap as fuck. The cost to initiate checkout, for the most part, is relatively cheap. Well, no, I don't mean cheap. I just mean that it works for our margins, but we're just not converting the way we should be. So I'm like, okay, when shit like that happens, for the most part, either it's a shipping issue, which our shipping honestly isn't crazy. Like, as long as your shipping's like 10% of what the fuck you're selling, then for the most part, you're good, right? So I know our shipping's not good, but again, we did increase our price point, and we didn't really see the effects of that increased price point because it was Q4. Like, we've been running it for a couple of months, but Q4. So basically, it's not even just Q4. It was Q4 that we ran into basically a Valentine's Day offer. So really, all of those time periods were sale periods, and we didn't necessarily see, again, the effects of that. And after that's when these sales kind of have been trickling off. We've been seeing worse performance. And again, it's not that the ads are converting. And this ties down to what I've talked to you guys a lot. You have to just analyze the funnel. Like, you have to look at your ads. Are your ads performing? If your ads are performing, like, you're getting good click-through rates, blah, blah, you have good add to cart ratios, but you're not necessarily getting the amount of sales that you want, or you think you should be getting for the amount, you know, that, like, looking at your funnel and shit. What the fuck did I just say? Basically, if you look at your funnel and your add to cart rate is good, your click through rate is good, everything is good, then typically that just means that there is a drop off somewhere in your pricing. Maybe your landing page is cooked. Like, there's something on your landing page that's not clear enough. Maybe you need to handle more objections. Like, there's a lot of things that you need to check out. For me specifically, I'm looking at it, and it has to be the actual price point that's the issue here. So what am I gonna do when I get home? I'm gonna test this offer or these offers more extensively and make sure that what we are doing is something that can work at scale. And I'm going to honestly just make it a note on my schedule to just routinely test these offers and just see what's the best offer. Because again, I have a tendency of testing offers with the store, and then once it kind of like works, I just stop there. Like, I'm not testing actively different shit. So yeah, that's where we're at right now. Currently, the offer is like that $90 price point plus a 20% off discount. We were able to get a good amount of scale yesterday. With that, Meta honestly was underperforming, but Google kind of carried us yesterday. But I'm trying to see again if that 20%, or I forgot to even mention that earlier while I was doing through this whole rant, but I'm doing that 90%, that $90 price point at 20% off, which is honestly seems like it might be pretty decent from yesterday's numbers at least. And if that's the case, I don't know. I'm gonna test that price point for a week, see how it does, and honestly probably test that lower price point on the back end on the second landing page and just test both of those together. Probably honestly in the same. Nah, I won't do it in the same campaign, but I'm gonna test it and see again which one does the best. We can identify what can scale the best, because realistically, guys, like, Q4 is soon. Like, it's not soon, like we're May, but Q3 is coming up. And once it's Q3, like, you kind of have to have your shit ready for Q4. And once Q4 hits, like, it should just be scale season. You should already know what's working. Just boom, 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 boom. And just increasing budgets, then fucking $1 million a month. Like, that's what it should realistically be. And I feel like we're behind, right? We're fucking behind. We're not having a good amount of skill or momentum to be able to scale to higher numbers that we've ever done before with this brand. So it's like, that's why, like, we gotta test shit right now. Yeah, that's kind of all I have right now for in terms of the testing stuff. The second store, there's not much to talk about. I'll probably have more of an update throughout near the end of the week or maybe tomorrow. So yeah, let's just get into a rev check right now. Sort of rev check, rev check, rev check, rev check, rev check. Hold on, just answer this message real quick. I bet. So I'm gonna open Shopify. So yesterday with the store, we did that's what we did. Oh, PLC. Which, as you can see on the graph, like, we most of the sales came like way later in the day. It was kind of weird. Like, as you saw yesterday, we only had like 89 or whatever amount of dollars, and then the rest of the day was like we were just cooked, bro. And then near the end of the day, like, for some whatever reason, they wanted to go fucking retarded. So yeah, today it is kind of early, so I won't necessarily show. I could show the rev, I guess. The day's low-key starting off pretty bad, but it is what it is. Like, hopefully it picks up. If not, whatever, it is what it is. We're testing shit out. But that's what the first store that I just talked to y'all about is looking like. The second store, yesterday we got no sales, but it is what it is. It's a Monday. Today we have no sales either. Again, it's early in the day, so tomorrow I'll update you guys on what performance looks like on there. Hopefully we got a sale today, and we keep seeing that good performance that we saw on Sunday, so we can finally find some shit to scale up. I haven't really been touching that store much, to be quite frank with y'all, just because I'm, again, trying to let the shit optimize and just identify a winning variable that we can actually put our main focus on and scale, which is a winning interest, so that we can just continue to optimize the whole ad account, that we can finally test new creatives like comfortably, because again, right now we haven't been able to necessarily test them properly because they haven't been it just hasn't been optimized. And I know for a fact that they're not bad creators just due to the fact of the amount of research that I did prior to making these creators. I know that they're decent enough to, you know, at least get a sale. Feel me? Like it doesn't have to scale, but at least get a sale. But that's enough of that, honestly. I'm gonna head into the gym in a like literally like in like 5 minutes. But I also want to talk to you guys about um the concept of like building a brand versus like the pump and dump stores. Like I don't know about you guys, but for me specifically, like something that I hate about ecom is the whole product research always starting from zero. Like I don't like that process with ecom. If I'm being honest, it's way easier to have a store that's doing whatever specific numbers it is, maybe like 1 to 2 or 3K a day. It's easier to maintain that or hover around that price, that point in sales, than do um just trying to every time revive something 0 to 100, 0 to 50K. I'm like, it's low key hard to start. If I'm being honest with you, like as you can see with the second story, like starting a new store from scratch, even if you have experience, isn't the easiest thing in the world. That's why for a lot of you guys, like I want you guys to have the right foundations in place when you guys are looking for products. Look for something that you can actually scale and brand for the long term, and be able to consistently make money from. Like you don't want to be in a position again. You start making money, you make 20K, 30K, 40K, you start making 100K a month with the store. You let the shit die out. You don't even reinvest into UGC. You don't even reinvest into the business. You don't hire editors. You don't just hire. You don't, start slowly automating the whole process, adding VAs. You just doing a pump and dump store. Like you're never going to necessarily win with this shit. Like pump and dump stores are good to get that initial cash flow and that understanding of marketing. But once you understand that marketing shit, like you might as well just, I'm not saying start the biggest brand like Gymshark or no, I'm not telling you to do some shit like that because that's not even something that I necessarily inspire to do. But again, you should look to have something that can generate this money, cash flow, like month over month, so you can be able to, one, not have to start from scratch. That's a pain in the ass. And always know that you have a source of income, and year over year, you're growing the shit that maybe you can sell this store for whatever amount of money. Like it might not be the biggest exit, it might not be a 10 mil exit because that requires a lot of work and actual brand presence to do some shit like that. Like I'm aware of that, and a lot of y'all should hopefully be aware of that as well. But you can sell a dropshipping brand for a couple $100,000 if that's what you want to do. You can sell it for 100 million if you actually brand it right. Like that's the route you should look into running your e-commerce stores. It shouldn't be again some shit where you can't run it for more than 4 months. Like that's not necessarily hard to do. You should be able to sustain running a store for longer than that time period. Like the reason why a lot of people say my product died is because they only had one winning ad and they didn't necessarily know how to make winning ads. That's like the main issue that I see with a lot of people, that they know how to market, but when it comes to anything else in the business, which like back end, having emails in the back end, maybe fucking around and having a VA answering the emails, they don't necessarily know how to manage a VA. So like the VA is just doing bullshit. Some niggas like their VA is like scamming the customers. Like a whole lot of like weird shit's happen to people, and it's because the back end isn't dialed. Like that's like the main thing that kind of differentiates. That's why people say branded dropshipping. It's not that you're building like something like, again, like Gymshark. It's that you have a branded feel to it. And you can be dropshipping and still have a branded feel. Like me specifically, we have custom packaging. We've been running the store for 4 years. Like it's not like we're doing the craziest scale with the store, but it's something that I know for a fact every single Q4 we'll be able to crack, 6 figure months. Every Q4, I know for a fact, I don't care how bad I'm struggling throughout the year. I know for a fact Q4 comes, we are going to be making money with the store. Like you want to have stores where, maybe it's a seasonal store, but every season, I don't recommend seasonal stores, but every single season that it's time for that season to come, that you're going to print money with the store. You don't want, again, start from scratch every single time because that's not easy to do. Um, Again, you might be able to continuously find trendy products and go 0 to 100K, but it dies out, and now you made maybe 50K, but now you're spending 20K for some people to regain another winner, and some of y'all might not even find another winner, and you're kind of fucked because you're stuck in this trendy product mindset. Just find a product that solves a problem and just consistently run that store for a couple of years, have an uptrend with your store and just maybe sell it, or just keep. If you can't sell it, nothing's wrong with that. Just keep collecting cash flow and maybe start another store on the side once you get it slightly automated, or you have a team in the back end. Like, that's the whole goal of this shit. A lot of people got ecom fucked up. It's not like crypto. You're not trying to do a pump and dump, bro. If you're doing that, there's no point in running, because, bro, there's a lot of work to do this pump and dump shit, bro. Like, it's not that serious. Like, if you can market a product, do 0 to 100K in literally 60 days, I promise you can run a store for longer than 4 months, bro. I promise you. It's not like that you don't have the skills. It's that you just haven't learned some of them yet. It's not like they're hard to learn. You just have to go through experience, or just, figure it out. That's all it is. Same thing with the marketing shit that you're good at, doing the 0 to 100K month. Like, that's the same shit, bro. So, again, to each their own, though. Like, a lot of people make a lot of money with the pump and dump shit, so I'm not trying to knock it. But I'm just saying, for a lot of you guys that are watching me, you're probably either starting off, you have some momentum, or you're probably in a similar position as me and you don't know where route to go. You don't know if, okay, should I just ditch the brand that I'm working on and, work on the pump and dump? Should I work on this brand? I'd say, bro, just work on that specific brand. I'm not saying get married to a product, because that's not good at all. You don't want to be married to a product that's not seeing progress. But if you see a product that, again, you have to make sure it has good proof of concept. That's something that you actually validated. You know for a fact this product is something that is currently making money right now. It has a big competitor. If it has a big competitor right now, for the most part, the reason why you can't make it work is, for the most part, a skill issue. With enough time, honestly, I think any product can work, as long as you hone down and understand the customer personas that actually want this product, and just do proper marketing. That's all it is, really. As long as you hone down all that, obviously there's testing offers, funnels, all that bullshit in the back end, of course. But assuming all of that is in place and you're able to crack that, and somebody else is doing it successfully, and there's not that many competitors, you should be able to make any product work with enough time. But again, you don't want to get married to a product. So it's like, you have to be able to understand when it's time to call it quits, understand when it's time to continuously invest money into a brand or a store, whatever you want to call it. So that's kind of what I got, again, for today. I don't want to keep rambling on, basically saying the same shit. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Hopefully, next couple months we can see some good performance, or a couple of weeks, honestly, and have some good results to show y'all. That's about it for this video. Appreciate you guys for watching this video. It's been your boy Dwidge, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. And as well, too, like, let me know, though. I actually have a question for you guys. So I have a Telegram, as some of you guys may know. I'm looking at it, and I feel like the Telegram is kind of all over the place. So I'm thinking, if I make like a free Discord or some shit, or I make a Discord, I don't know if it's gonna be free. Maybe it'll be like a small paid free. I don't know about the pay. It might not be paid, because I don't necessarily have time to manage all that shit, honestly. But people be DMing me and want like a whole community, and they want like, to work with me one-on-one. I don't have, like, if I'm being honest with y'all, I don't have time for that. But I can maybe make a free Discord, do weekly calls with y'all on there, and maybe I'll add like a section on there. Yeah, I'll probably add a section on there. Just give you an option to maybe book a call with me. It won't be free, obviously, and I'll help you guys just start off your store or whatever, or help you, brainstorm exactly how to find whatever offer you want to test, or just show you guys basically what my systems look like, and you can implement it yourself. So that's what I'm thinking. Let me know in the link in the description what you guys think. Do you guys think, do you want to be in a community where we could always talk, weekly calls, we show each other, what we're working on and shit like that? Let me know. Like, I don't know. Maybe you guys don't want it, but I feel like the Telegram might not be the best place. And again, a lot of people are DMing me and they want, a more one-on-one like place to kind of communicate and shit. So that's kind of what I've been thinking. Let me know, again, your thought process. I do have a calendar link that you can book a call with me, link in the description, if you want to get more guidance just on what direction to go with your brand. Check it out if you want. If you don't, it's cool. I don't really give a fuck, just being honest. But yeah, just wanted to give you guys an opportunity to maybe communicate with me, again, one-on-one, if you want to. Again, a lot of people have been DMing me about this. That's why I fucked around and made a link for y'all to book a call. Again, it won't be free, because I don't have time to, do shit like this. But I do want to help some of y'all that are potentially in a similar position or starting off. So again, thank you guys for watching this call, watching this video, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.